Hello, everybody. Um, I haven't been recorded this video for a long time, so yeah, just kind of want to say something. I've been busy with applying for jobs and interview. I believe getting a job as a software developer is a stable income, but it's not the only one. Um, Also been working on a web server project from Forge London, and that actually gave me a lot of excitement. I found it learning CPP. Most people hate it, but I enjoy it very much. And I think like what is a good design of object-oriented classes and abstract classes, pure classes. I think it's just really fascinating to me to understand, to know what a good design could be. And I just learned a lot the networking and spend a lot of late night to understand what I need to learn. At the moment, I don't feel like I'm interested in other things other than just really focus on getting my technical skills strong. That's back end. So also front end, I have another project coming up. I need to focus on. Like I need to finish from design, from SEO, business side. Um, yeah, I just thinking there's a lot of things happening. Um, Today, actually, because this week has been very intense, and I a little bit drained, but I went to had a coffee with my friend, had a lunch with my friend, and also to I went to the coffee shop just next to me, and the coffee shop is full Japanese, and they allowed me to just stay there a little bit. So I was just listening to a lectures I bought. It was about some analytical thinking behind some historical mechanism. To be honest, I don't feel like I was focused. Maybe that is not really interesting to me. I don't know how to deal with it actually. So I don't know how to ask question. I don't know where the question I can ask to, because I felt like I'm just learning for the sake of learning. Like, oh, I don't have anything to do. That's just watching it. So I was tidy up the house and listening to some podcasts and I don't know. I felt like the person it was the lecturer is really smart and he's from history major and from one of the top university in China. And I appreciate he made the courses, but it's difficult to understand how it's relevant to my work because I'm like a tech bro, and I guess it will be helpful for me to thinking about other things, but sometimes your brain trying to see how it's relevant to me, and then you're just not doing anything with it. Whoosh is more helpful with other things, but I just felt like somehow it has to put some effort in, but I don't know how it works. Maybe I can chat with ChatGPT or other AI models to understand how it's relevant to me. But I just that's it. I think the several things is just really Chinese. I love to use English to learn things now. To be honest, um, my Chinese is not as good as, especially understanding things. A lot of time when I growing up, I'm Chinese. I'm proper Chinese. I grew up in China for 23 years, and I never think I enjoy that language. To be honest, when I was in school, I feel like, oh, I don't understand this. How can I make sure I understand that? And then whenever the things is happening, like in the lessons, I always just my mind is always wondering. I somehow thought I could be a ADHD, but you never know though, because in the UK, I wanted to diagnose, but the GP was saying so. GP is a general practice, kind of a healthcare national healthcare system in the UK. GP is just a doctor. I want to I want to get diagnosed, but the doctor was saying about I might not have it or might have it, but they need all the documents from my school. You know, when you go to school, you have the logs and historical records by teachers, but that's UK system, so I don't think I have it because comparing me, I could sit down for a long time, but just feel like, but whenever the information through the sounds or auditory learning. I'm not really good at auditory learning, so I have to type in things and then to put it down, see how it works in on a screen. It's not saying I couldn't, but I find it is difficult to kind of go there and raw, and then the information just bombing into you. So, and somehow I think the way he did it, I think he had a history that like maybe sometimes just my conspiracy. I don't have any evidence to prove this conspiracy theory. If a person they doing commercial education, there's possible chance that if you don't understand, the student doesn't don't understand, they can continue to buy the product from that, right? But that's just my conspiracy. Because I think this kind of thing is really abstract. You could not say you know or not until you need it. So yeah, but when it comes to programming, it's like if you can't write a code, then you don't know. You just need to practice. So yeah, and then what I'm gonna do next week, I still need to get a job. So I haven't touched the front end code, so I maybe need to. I don't know. Today and tomorrow, I don't want to work for some reason. Just feel like my body is telling me, no, 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 don't work. But I do need to think about how can I improve my front end writing coding. I had a beer in pub with my peers yesterday from 42 London. There's a school I've been working on in for these 2 years, and a lot of people say, I can't do front end. I'm backend guy. So that is exactly why I decided to do front end for this 4 months. I'm telling you because I had experience in the past when I was leading a team in a hackathon. Hackathon is like a competition within the intense 2 days. You have like a concrete problems from organization and you write code, use technology to solve it. So in the past I was thinking about like let's do that, and I'm the team lead. I don't know how front end software works, therefore I could not assign any tasks. And then the person I was working with so bad and just low level skills and use ChatGPT to do all the work. Now the person is not working in software. I think that's that's the right decision for the person who made that decision. So front end is a lot of things you need to think about, and the quality of the code and the UI logic UX. And also I think being a front end is easier to be a team lead, to be honest, because you know front end, also you know how back end works. You might not know how to write a backend works, but it's okay. But you can just side a task, right? That's where I want to be, because I want to be. I don't need to write a backend code. I know backend code is sometimes like a core logic of the business, but let's be honest. I think it's not front end versus backend. Is whether you understand human and user, their pain points, and when you do everything, you have like a software system design, that kind of architecture in the entire way. So I think most important thing is not about backend versus front end. is when you write code, can you understand what problems exactly you are solving? Why user have to use this? And in terms of the code, it just the code you roll, the code you write, how what impacts the entire code system, and you thinking in this way, then you'll be fine. But it's not just saying, because when you're doing that, it has to a lot of things to thinking. So I guess I need to practice my memory skills as well. So like when I think memory is not just saying you memorize things by heart. Is you training your brain to like exercises. I think I need to do. Maybe I should do it here. Like memory training exercises. So one of the exercises I like to do more is memory palace. So memory palace is like you create a mental journey. You're going from A to B. Then you kind of see different graphic and different um, object. You kind of stimulate the object with some sort of like sounds or characters and how they shape it, and you convert it into like an image or could be a person. Usually, for me, remember person's face is my strength in the past, but now I can feel like if I don't practice, I feel like my brain is like not working properly. So one of the things I need to kind of um, practice more, and then because I finished on the other hand, I finished networking module. I like to just write article about it. So recently I listened to like a column from an app called Geek Time in China, and the person, a lot of the ideas is really nice. And one of the word it was saying about be a technical leader. I do interesting to do that. So it's kind of like influence, technical influencer. So technical influencer is more something that I would love to do more, and the key thing would be how can I, as a person to really understand how you direct the how you see the trends and make a decision follow that trend. So writing blog is not just trying to complain or why the life is so hard. Is you express your opinion, understanding, and also that kind of output can drives your input. So I would love to do that, and I would love to do more about that. So um, for another thing is philosophy of I like to read two books, this kind of two books, because I just realized I need to be able to design a good software. So I need to kind of read some sort of book, but I'm not gonna be crazy like I'll finish in 1 week. It's gonna be a long read. It's a hard book to read, and then the second one is I think they're one of the focus month that I want to read more about because I think this is a good book. Yeah, I don't know, like just that's just kind of what I'm. Uh, so this channel, I'm not trying to do any commercial thing, but I'm just like to have my own world to express because I'm working from home and I don't have anybody I can speak to. Then I like this kind of medium for me to express myself. So yeah, see you next time.